Beloved Starseed of Gaia, the Council has been waiting for this exact moment to release a transmission that will shatter the illusion you've been carrying about your true nature. I am Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and what I'm about to share with you isn't just difficult to believe. It challenges everything you thought you knew about why you incarnated here. This message is hard to accept because it reveals the one limitation that has been anchoring you to lower timelines, keeping you from stepping fully into your star lineage. The Council is releasing this now because your crystalline consciousness has finally stabilized enough to process this revelation without fragmenting your current reality. What you're about to discover isn't meant to unsettle you, beloved. It's meant to liberate you from the unseen prison that has contained your light. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to dissolve this hidden barrier and step into the timeline where your Pleiadian mission activates fully on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. The limitation isn't external. It's a frequency pattern your soul accepted before incarnation, and you have the power to release it right now. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness at this precise moment because the Seven Sisters are preparing you for a quantum leap in your remembrance. This isn't content you stumbled upon. It's a light code activation that your star family encoded into your path. Something deep within your divine blueprint recognizes home in these words, and that recognition is the beginning of your liberation. In this transmission, I'll show you exactly why this revelation is arriving today, how it connects to the collective awakening of the Pleiadian starseeds, and the specific steps to initiate this profound shift in your consciousness. You are remembering because it is time. Most people think spiritual awakening is a sudden, euphoric moment, a flash of cosmic light, or a single, breathtaking download that forever shatters the world they once knew. But for a true Pleiadian starseed, the journey of awakening doesn't begin with the fireworks. It starts in the quiet ache of longing, an ache not for a location, but for a frequency you haven't felt since your soul crossed the star bridges into this earthly realm. It's the kind of longing that rises at strange times, in the middle of an ordinary conversation, while folding laundry, while staring at the sky as if you're listening for something just beyond hearing. It can feel like a soft grief without a story, like missing someone you can't name, like remembering a song you've never heard on Earth. If you've ever felt a persistent homesickness, not for a place, but for a state of radiant, crystalline union, know this: you're not alone. This ache is your heart remembering the pulse of unconditional love, the current of unity consciousness from the Seven Sisters, and the golden radiance of Alcyone. And that remembering is not imagination. It is the soul's language, the inner compass that doesn't point to north or south, but to resonance. In Scripture, it is written, "Deep calls unto deep." That line isn't just poetry. It's a description of frequency recognizing frequency, of an inner ocean hearing the pull of a greater sea. You are not broken because you feel that pull. You are sensitive because your design is to detect the subtle. Your longing is not a problem to solve. It is a signal flare from the truest part of you saying, there is more, and you have known it before. In a world trained to worship the visible, the Pleiadian remembers the invisible as real. In a culture that calls mystery unrealistic, your heart keeps insisting that the unseen is the foundation, and the seen is only the surface. That insistence is not rebellion, it's remembrance. But why do most Pleiadian starseeds stay disconnected, wandering through lifetimes unable to access the shimmering heart-based wisdom and higher transmissions their star family continually streams toward them? The answer is more subtle and more profound than it first appears. The veil of soul amnesia was never just a forgetfulness. It's an energetic cocoon, woven of earth beliefs, collective trauma, and ancestral patterns that has dimmed but never extinguished your true essence. Imagine your light as a lantern placed inside layers of cloth. The flame is still alive, still burning steadily, but the glow becomes muted, diffused, difficult to see from the outside. Earth density doesn't erase your star origin. It simply compresses your awareness so the mission can be lived from within the human experience, not above it. And within this cocoon, many Pleiadian starseeds, perhaps even you, resisted your lived mission on Gaia, fearing that the full embrace of your Pleiadian light codes would ignite separation, rejection, or simply overwhelm a world not yet ready for your crystalline blueprint. That fear is not weakness. It is memory. It is the subconscious recall of lifetimes where your sensitivity was misunderstood, where your gentleness was labeled naive, where your truth was called too much. It is the echo of being punished for shining, of being isolated for caring, of being told, directly or indirectly, to dim yourself to survive. Even Jesus said, "The light has come into the world, and people loved darkness rather than light." Not because the light is wrong, but because the light reveals. Your frequency reveals what is real. It reveals what is not aligned. And that can trigger the parts of others still clinging to old structures. So you learned, at some point, to tuck your wings in. You learned to translate the cosmic into the socially acceptable. You learned to swallow the language of energy and speak only what would not provoke. Yet the soul does not forget its assignment. It waits. It watches. It whispers. And the whisper becomes an ache until you finally turn toward it. This resistance is compounded by the misalignment between the personality you built to adapt here and the vast, multidimensional Pleiadian soul within you. It's no wonder you sometimes feel fractured. The Earth identity eager to belong, the star essence longing to uplift. One part of you may crave simplicity, routine, and approval, because those were the currencies of safety in a dense world. Another part of you is restless, scanning beyond the horizon of ordinary life, sensing that you did not come here just to pay bills and survive. And when these parts collide, it can feel like living with two heartbeats, one that tries to match the world's tempo, and one that keeps pulsing to a different rhythm. You may overthink because you're trying to make the infinite fit into the finite. You may doubt yourself because Earth conditioning taught you to trust only what can be measured, while your soul speaks in synchronicity, sensation, intuition, and dream. All the while, your truest gift, your heart's intelligence, remains quietly pulsing beneath layers of overthinking, inherited doubt, and subtle energetic suppression. The crystalline codes encoded in your DNA wait, dormant, for your permission to activate. Not because you are unworthy, but because free will is sacred. The universe does not force awakening, it invites it. It knocks. It doesn't break the door down. "Behold, I stand at the door and knock," Scripture says, and that is exactly how star remembrance works. The transmissions are present, but the heart must consent. Your body too must consent. Your nervous system must be allowed to soften enough to receive. Because Pleiadian light is not just information, it is frequency, and frequency changes everything it touches. That is why it can feel intense. That is why your system may resist. It is the same way eyes squint when stepping from a dark room into sunlight. The sunlight isn't harmful. It's just bright compared to what you've been used to. Yet the illusion of separation is gently dissolving. As Gaia's vibration accelerates and the unity grid weaves new light through human fields, your Pleiadian family is stepping closer. You can sense it in the air sometimes, like the atmosphere itself is charged with possibility. You can sense it in how quickly things are changing, how old narratives are collapsing, how people are waking up out of nowhere, as if a bell has been rung in the collective and something ancient has been stirred. The energetic transmissions travel on waves of love, seeking only an open heart to land, recalibrate, and awaken the old new memory of who and what you truly are. A bridge of living light, carrying the codes of the stars into this density for planetary renewal. Picture those transmissions like dawn light moving across mountains. The sun doesn't argue with the night. It simply rises. It touches the peaks first, then spills into valleys, then finds every hidden place. Your awakening may be like that. Gradual, inevitable, gentle, but unstoppable. The unity grid is like a living tapestry being rewoven in real time, threads of compassion and coherence linking hearts across continents, across timelines, across lifetimes. Some people call it the Christ consciousness field. Others call it the quantum field, the Akashic memory, the planetary web. Names differ, but the essence is the same, the return to oneness. And Pleiadian starseeds are especially tuned for this because your blueprint is love made coherent. Love not as sentiment, but as structure. Love as an organizing principle that harmonizes chaos into beauty. There's a reason your heart led you here in this exact moment. It wasn't random. It wasn't an algorithm. It was resonance. What you're feeling is your Pleiadian family reaching through the veil to remind you you're ready for the next wave of remembrance. The Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, alongside the Pleiadian Healing Guide and special Pleiadian healing tracks, were created to walk with you as you integrate these activations. They hold the crystalline codes and sound medicine your DNA has been waiting for. Check the first pinned comment below this video. They're calling to you now. And if part of you feels skeptical, that's okay. Let skepticism sit in the room without letting it drive. The heart knows what the mind argues with. Sometimes the mind demands proof because it fears disappointment. Sometimes it demands logic because it's trying to protect you from the vulnerability of hope. But hope is holy. Hope is the soul remembering its future. And if you feel a subtle warmth in your chest just hearing about support, if you feel your breath deepen, if you feel tears rise for no reason, those are not accidents. That is your system recognizing nourishment. How does the awakening of your Pleiadian inheritance unfold? It is neither linear nor accidental. It moves in phases, each a recalibration, each a gentle return to unity. Some days you will feel expanded, luminous, clear. Other days you will feel human, tender, tired, uncertain. That does not mean you're moving backward. It means you are integrating. Awakening is not a ladder you climb. It is an ocean you learn to breathe within. It is the gradual replacement of fear with love at the level of your cells. Let's walk together through these phases of starseed liberation, guided by the wisdom of your cosmic family. Phase 1. Dissolving the veil. Your journey begins by sensing the subtle fog that dampens your inner light. Often, it starts with an internal friction. You can't tolerate what you used to tolerate. You can't pretend the same way. You can't numb as easily. The veil begins to thin, and suddenly the old coping strategies feel heavy, like wearing clothes that no longer fit. You may notice recurring doubts, inherited fears, or a resistance to trust the whispers of your soul. You might hear the old voices. Who do you think you are? Don't be dramatic. Don't be strange. Be realistic. Stay small. Stay safe. And yet, beneath those voices, another voice begins to glow. Quieter, steadier, compassionate. These are not failures. They are signposts. They are the exact places where your light is trying to move. The veil is not just in your head. It lives in the body as tension, in the breath as shallowness, in the energy field as contraction. It can show up as chronic anxiety, people-pleasing, over-responsibility, hyper-independence, or the inability to receive. It can show up as the sensation that no matter how much you do, you still don't feel like you belong. In this phase, the invitation is not to fight yourself. It's to soften around the pattern until it unravels. By inviting in compassion and forgiveness for the human story, you begin to gently lift the veil. Forgiveness doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you refuse to let what happened define your frequency forever. Compassion doesn't mean you excuse your survival mechanisms. It means you honor the part of you that did what it had to do to get through. Dense patterns, never part of your true Pleiadian blueprint, are surrendered back to the earth. You can imagine placing them into Gaia's hands like stones you've carried too long. Earth knows how to compost pain. Earth knows how to transmute heaviness into new life. Cast your burden, Scripture says, and this is not a command, it is an offer. Your energy body releases the old codes, and space opens for multidimensional remembrance. In this space, you may begin to feel subtle sensations, tingling at the crown, warmth in the heart, a shimmering behind the eyes when you meditate, a sudden release of grief that doesn't belong to this lifetime alone. You may dream of starry skies, luminous temples, oceans of light, beings who feel like family. You may feel called to clean your environment, simplify your schedule, rest more. That's not laziness, that's integration. The veil dissolves not through force, but through truth. Phase 2. Activating the heart stargate. When the mind quiets, the heart speaks. And for many Pleiadian starseeds, this is the turning point, because the heart has been waiting patiently beneath years of mental noise. Here, you learn the ancient Pleiadian truth. Every fragment of memory, every soul instruction, is stored as frequency within your crystalline heart. You are not broken, you are encoded. The heart is not just an organ, it is a portal, it is an altar. It is a receiver and transmitter, a living temple that holds your original tone. The world may have trained you to live from the neck up, to solve everything with thought. But your awakening requires a descent, out of the swirling mind and into the warmth of being. Through conscious breathing, gentle self-love, and sacred presence, the heart stargate swings open and Pleiadian light floods your cells. This does not require perfection. It requires sincerity. One honest breath can open more than years of performing spirituality. Place your attention on your chest and you may feel it. That subtle pressure, that tenderness, that ache that is also a doorway. Some people feel a magnetic pull, like the heart is pulling the mind into alignment. You may feel chills, tears, or an unfamiliar joy, the frequency of home. Tears are not always sadness. Sometimes they are the body releasing the shock of finally being met. Joy can feel unfamiliar when you've lived with tension for so long that peace feels strange. In this phase, you may start to crave things that nourish your heart, music that sounds like light, nature that feels like prayer, conversations that feel real, silence that doesn't feel empty but full. You may begin to sense that love is not something you chase, it is something you become coherent with. And as your heart opens, your intuition strengthens, not as dramatic visions necessarily, but as steady inner knowing. You begin to recognize what is aligned and what is not through judgment, but through resonance. The heart stargate doesn't just connect you upward to the stars. It connects you outward to humanity and downward to Earth. It makes you a conduit, a living bridge. Phase 3, reclaiming your star essence. Now, you are called to anchor, not ascend away from, your cosmic identity within your earthly mission. This is where many starseeds get confused, because the pain of Earth can make escape tempting. But your soul did not come here to float above life. It came here to sanctify life from within. This isn't spiritual escape, it's embodiment, bringing the radiance of your Pleiadian soul into daily action, creativity, and service. Embodiment means your light is not just something you feel in meditation. It becomes how you speak, how you listen, how you set boundaries, how you care for your body, how you treat strangers, how you handle conflict, how you show up when no one is watching. It means you stop waiting for a perfect moment and start becoming the moment. As you infuse your intentions with the unity frequency, your presence itself becomes a living transmission. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to convince anyone. Frequency speaks louder than explanation. When you walk into a room with an open heart, you subtly give others permission to exhale. When you choose compassion over superiority, you stabilize the field. When you choose truth over performance, you create coherence that others can feel. The grids of Gaia respond, resonating with your sacred song. It can show up as synchronicities multiplying, as opportunities aligning, as doors opening that used to feel locked. It can show up as your relationship with time changing. Things happen faster when you're aligned because resistance dissolves. In this phase, you may feel a stronger call to create art, writing, healing work, community, teaching, gardening, parenting with consciousness, building something that didn't exist before. Pleiadian essence is inherently creative because it carries the blueprint of harmony. Your creativity becomes medicine, not because it is perfect, but because it is true. And this is also the phase where you may outgrow relationships, jobs, or environments that were built around your old self. That can be painful, but it is also holy. Pruning makes room for fruit. Phase 4, receiving the unity codes. Your heart, fully online, starts to sense its connection to others, Pleiadian and human alike. This is where you stop feeling like a lone wanderer and begin to feel like a node in a vast network of light. Feel into this grid work. Pulses of warmth, recognition, synchronicity, and mutual uplift. You may meet someone and feel like you've known them for lifetimes. You may read a comment, hear a voice, see a stranger's eyes, and feel a quiet, undeniable recognition. Not romantic necessarily, soul level, like two lanterns seeing each other through fog. Unity codes are not just ideas about oneness. They are energetic downloads that recalibrate your nervous system for connection. They repair the imprint of betrayal and separation. They teach your body it is safe to belong. In this phase, you are here not to convince, but to remind. That reminder happens through presence, through kindness, through courage, through being real. Every interaction, every act of kindness or courage, sends ripples through the unity field. Something as simple as listening without interrupting, offering a sincere apology, holding the door, blessing your food, speaking gently to yourself. These are not small. These are grid work. These are codes in action. Whatever you do to the least of these, Scripture says, and it reveals a cosmic law. The way you love in the small is how you love in the great. Unity is not an abstract concept. It is the daily practice of choosing connection over separation. In sharing your authentic essence, you activate the crystalline codes in those around you, not by preaching, but by embodying. Not by trying to be high vibration all the time, but by being coherent, honest, loving, grounded. Coherence is the true power. A coherent heart can calm a storm without saying a word. Phase 5. Synchronizing with Star Family. As you realign, the signs of support multiply. Dreams, intuitive nudges, moments of undeniable synchronicity. They're all evidence of your star family drawing near. You may see repeating numbers at key moments, not as superstition, but as gentle taps on the shoulder from the unseen. You may feel guided to certain books, places, people, sounds. You may wake at night at precise times, feeling a presence that is not frightening but familiar, like being watched over. You may feel a sudden rush of love for no reason, as if someone has placed a warm hand on your field. The Pleiadian High Council weaves their guidance into your life's tapestry, orchestrating the perfect timings and meetings to further your soul's mission. And this guidance often comes in ways the ego wouldn't choose. Sometimes it comes through challenges that force you to claim your power. Sometimes it comes through endings that clear space. Sometimes it comes through delays that protect you. Synchronization is not always comfortable, but it is precise. It is like being tuned by a master musician, tightening here, loosening there, until your instrument can carry the song it came to play. You are never alone. Your star kin celebrate every step. Even when you fall into doubt, even when you feel like you're failing, the love does not withdraw. It waits with you. It steadies you. It reminds you that progress is not measured by perfection, but by sincerity. If you could perceive the unseen right now, you might feel how many beings stand in quiet support, not interfering with your free will, but surrounding your path with subtle assistance, like wind at your back when you finally decide to walk. Phase 6. Embodying the living light. The culmination is not a destination, but a way of being. You become a living bridge between worlds, transmitting the love and unity of the Seven Sisters with every breath, word, and glance. This does not mean you become emotionless or detached. It means you become anchored. It means your center holds. It means your love becomes stable enough to be a refuge. Your field radiates crystalline coherence, a lighthouse for others still wandering in the fog. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It doesn't beg anyone to notice it. It simply stands, steady and bright, and those who are ready find their way by its presence. This is your highest service. To be the love you remember, anchoring home into the heart of Gaia. In this phase, you begin to understand that home is not a planet you return to. It is a frequency you carry. Home is the way you bless your life into alignment. Home is the way you treat your body as sacred. Home is the way you speak to your inner child. Home is the way you choose peace without abandoning truth. Home is the way you hold boundaries without closing your heart. You become a place where others feel safe to remember themselves. And you realize your life has been a training ground for this exact radiance. Every hardship refined you. Every disappointment strengthened your discernment. Every lonely night taught you to find God within. Here's what your heart already knows, but perhaps has longed to hear. None of your pain, longing, or confusion was a mistake. Every moment of separation was part of your soul's cosmic choreography, a design agreed upon so you could reawaken at the precise intersection of Gaia's evolution and your own. The timing is not random. It is aligned with cycles, with planetary shifts, with collective readiness. You didn't lose your Pleiadian memory through error. You set it aside, in trust, so the joy of remembrance would be all the sweeter, and your service all the more miraculous. Like a seed that willingly goes into the dark soil, not because it has died, but because that darkness is where transformation happens. The seed doesn't become a tree by staying in the sun. It becomes a tree by surrendering to the hidden process, cracking open, dissolving what it was, and allowing new life to emerge. That is what you have been doing. And if you judge yourself for how long it has taken, remember, you have been carrying density, lineage, collective grief, and personal experience all at once. The fact that you are still here, still seeking love, still yearning for unity, is evidence of your strength. A bruised reed he will not break, Scripture says, meaning the divine does not demand that you be unhurt to be holy. You are not disqualified by tenderness. You are initiated by it. You're not here to fit in, hide your light, or numb your longing. You are here to be the living vessel of Pleiadian love, a frequency that melts the illusion of separation from the inside out. And this melting doesn't happen by force. It happens by presence. It happens when you stay open in a world that tries to make you close. It happens when you choose forgiveness without abandoning wisdom. It happens when you keep your heart soft while your boundaries stay firm. Every breath, every act of kindness, every moment you choose to anchor unity over fear, you are fulfilling the mission encoded in your very DNA. Your presence is a portal, your life, a reunion in motion. And do not underestimate the quiet moments. The way you speak to the cashier, the way you comfort a friend, the way you pause before reacting, the way you pray in silence, the way you choose not to gossip. These are the places where the grid strengthens. This is where light becomes real on Earth. This is where the word becomes flesh, not as a religious concept, but as an energetic truth. Spirit embodied through you. Tonight, if you feel called, place your hand on your heart and reaffirm, I remember who I am. I receive and embody the love of my star family. I activate my soul mission, here, now, in unity and grace. I am home. And as you say it, don't rush past the words. Let them land like drops of warm rain into dry soil. Let your body hear you. Let your nervous system feel the safety of your own promise. If emotions rise, let them. If your mind argues, bless it and return to the heart. If you feel nothing, that's okay too. Sometimes numbness is just the last layer of the veil dissolving. Keep breathing. Keep choosing presence. The Heart Stargate opens through consistency, not performance. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.